friends, Grace Rizza here, and today I am going to share with you how you should handle marketing in a competitive market on a limited budget. I've been taking a lot of these calls lately, and it's not that surprising that in this post-COVID era, the practices that seem to be struggling the most to get back to where they were are in highly saturated urban markets. And so I'm going to be talking today about how to market in this situation and what you need to take into consideration. And don't worry, I'm not just going to talk about money. I'm not going to talk about having a competitive budget. I'm going to give you a handful of very specific things to look at that will make your marketing more effective. So the first thing is narrow in on your unique selling proposition. I know I say this all the time, but you need to make sure that whatever you're focused on for rankings and for reputation building, that it's in demand. I did speak to someone today who was looking to market themselves for TMJ, and I think it's a great niche. It can lend to a lot of referrals and a lot of good things, but with Google ads, it may not be the best strategy because the search volume isn't very high, but it will provide somewhat of a positive return on investment. But if you really need to see an uptick in the volume of new patients, that particular method in the market that I was looking probably wasn't ideal. In addition, you want to make sure that you're looking for what people are actually searching. So the average patient might have jaw pain, but they don't necessarily know that it's their TMJ or to search for TMD. So we have to think like the patient, put ourselves in the patient's shoes, and make sure that our marketing message is true to who we are, in demand, and it makes sense to the consumer. It's what they're actually searching for. Number two, don't assume that because you're in a competitive market that your digital marketing is also competitive. I met with a number of people in the last week or so who said, well, I just don't know if marketing's gonna work because we're in such a competitive market. And when I looked at their online digital competition, it actually wasn't that high. So you might be in a market that has high competition, high number of dentists, but a low marketing IQ, and that's a really good opportunity because usually those markets have high search volumes and the marketing just isn't being done properly. All right, so next, make sure your SEO or Google Ads team is not functioning on autopilot. Again, in the last couple weeks, I would say I've looked at about 10 campaigns that have completely the wrong keyword strategy. So as marketing agencies grow, they don't always have quality control in place. And so they're just following a set of steps. But if they're not using their brain, the steps that work in a suburban market or that work in most markets aren't going to work the same in, let's say, New York City. So you're in a highly populated market. You need to be more narrow focused with especially your SEO. People aren't going to travel that far in these markets. There's a dentist on every corner and even 5 dentists on every corner in some of these markets. But what I'm seeing is marketers telling you to market yourself for Dentist New York City, or that's what they're marketing you for, and you just don't even know how to check that. You don't even know if they're quote unquote doing it right. So I've seen far too many just completely wrong keyword strategies in the last couple weeks that I feel like I have to bring this to everybody's attention. But you need to be aware that if you are at an inherent disadvantage in marketing, you need to know that so that you don't just keep throwing money and putting time into something that is never going to actually quote unquote work for you. So if you've been investing in SEO for a really long time and you want me to take a look at that for you, I can. There's no pressure. There's no cost for me to just kind of pop the hood and look at what's going on. And I tend to break these things down and do a screen share and show you so it makes perfect sense to you when you are making these decisions. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I helped someone. And if you are in a very competitive market, you feel like giving up, give me a call. Let me just take a look at it and see if what you're doing is appropriate or if there's room for opportunity there. And I look forward to talking to you soon. If you'd like to book with me, you can go to identitydental.com/Grace and you can see all of my available time. Thank you and have a great day.